Hello there, and welcome back to Friendonkey Wrestling Season 2. We are just a couple of episodes away from one of the main major stops en route to WrestleMania, the Elimination Chamber. And we have some business to attend to this evening. And that is filling the final spot in said chamber, which will feature in your main event this evening, CM Punk taking on Seth Rollins. Winner of that match gets a spot in the chamber for a chance at the World Championship at WrestleMania. But first, we're in a bit of a cruiserweight showcase here this evening, as the cruiserweight champion Ilya Dragunov will be taking on FDW's newest signing. Yes, we did get a victory at the Royal Rumble. Oh my goodness. Well, I was just about to say we got a victory at the Royal Rumble, which granted us a draft pick. We picked up Axiom, but before I could get my words out, Gunther has rushed down and ambushed Ilya Dragunov en route to his singles action, debuting a new superstar, and perhaps Axiom's feeling a little bit upstaged here, as he looks to reclaim championship glory. Axiom himself, a former cruiserweight champion, claiming it at WrestleMania. Cruiserweight division so hotly contested, and immediately comes out the gates with a code red. It's a 2 count on Dragunov, who's got to be feeling the effects of an irate Gunther. Gunther, who was left beaten and broken down after his match with Dragunov while qualifying for the chamber. Clearly Gunther not too pleased with Dragunov's little display both before and after their match a couple of episodes ago. But not one to be deterred, Dragunov has got that fighting spirit. He has come to the ring alone this evening and is busted open already. Again, apologies for the cough. We continue to fight through a bit of a cold here at FDW. But certainly what's heating up is the cruiserweight division, as a returning Axiom misses a standing moonsault. Can Ilya Dragunov capitalise on that? Blood pouring from his eyebrow there, busted open by Axiom early on. Is that only going to anger the cruiserweight champion? Still to come here this evening, we do have an official #1 contenders match for the Cruiserweight Championship, which once again is being held captive by Ilya Dragunov, who reverses Axiom into a huge flying uppercut, and it's enough to put away a debuting Axiom as Dragunov stands tall. Must be feeling pretty dominant at the moment, Dragunov, being able to fend off the likes of Gunther, plus a variety of superstars. He had a great performance last week in a 6-man tag against the New Day, but just as happy to go solo. He steps up to Gunther, blood pouring down his face, and now we're not done with this. Still they tee off on each other. Gunther not done with Dragunov, looking to put the former work experience boy in his place. My, what is going on with Imperium? As I was saying, we have a #1 contenders match for the Cruiserweight Championship between Dragon Lee and Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano, a former champion, hence why he's getting this opportunity, chance to show that his first reign was but a fluke. But Dragon Lee on a bit of a run of form, having overcome Cedric Alexander a few episodes ago in what was a fantastic eye-opening match. That's why he's getting this opportunity here this evening. A victory here for Dragon Lee would be huge for his confidence, being able to knock off a former Cruiserweight champion. en route to hopefully claiming his own reign as Cruiserweight Champion. That title, arguably the most hotly contested in all of Friendonkey Wrestling, having been held by Gargano, Axiom, Woods, Ricochet, Dragunov. Will Dragon Lee add his name to the list? Time will tell. As the crowd chant for Johnny Wrestling. There's the bell. Gargano looking to come out the gates swinging, but Dragon Lee having none of it. And the Cruiserweight Champion must be, the Cruiserweight Division, sorry, must be on notice. Having had a look at Ilya Dragunov's recent run of form, overcoming Gunter of all people, and now this evening just overcoming Axiom on a debut as Dragon Lee hits an insane package suplex there. Never seen that before. And it's really these never before seen techniques that he's going to have to bust out if he's going to get past Johnny Gargano. He thinks about a trust fall and doesn't quite connect with all of it. I don't know what happened there, but a miscommunication. But Lee stumbling back to his feet. Gargano looking for a bit of a belly to back suplex. Lee sees it coming and follows up with those big strikes. Feeling himself now as Dragon Lee. Gargano capitalizing on the taunt. Drag to the top right turnbuckle. Gargano smacking Dragon Lee off the second turnbuckle, firmly in control. Great cruiserweight action for the FDW faithful. Still to come here this evening, we will be seeing the Women's Champion in action, en route to her title defence at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. A reminder that the stipulation for her, any woman who can beat her en route to the pay-per-view will be added to a multi-man match, which as it stands will be Fallon Henley defending against Tiffany Stratton and Liv Morgan. Henley will be in action against Bayley later on this evening, and then we do still have the main event of CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Winner joins the chamber, but before that, Gargano looks to get the job done with a huge tope DDT swinging to the outside. The crowd chanting this is awesome and are inclined to agree. Gargano heads to the top rope, patented cruiserweight style, drops the elbow to the back of Dragon Lee. Off the second turnbuckle, or second rope rather, looks for a splash, but Dragon Lee thinks better of it. Gets up into the big rotating sit-out powerbomb. Gargano back to his feet. Huge kicks from Dragon Lee. And it's the swiftness and aggressiveness of those kicks which really make Dragon Lee so dangerous here. As he pulls the knee brace down. Exposed knee. He's thinking of hitting it. Gargano sees it coming, reverses, and perhaps Dragon Lee took a little bit too long there. Took Johnny Gargano for granted. Perhaps thinking that Johnny Gargano is a bit of a joke after having lost his championship so simply in his one and only reign. But Gargano now with the Gargano escape locked on. It's cinched in deep. Can Dragon Lee power out of this? Yes, he can, but that wear and tear has got to be taking the toll. Basement drop kick from Johnny Gargano. Hooks the leg. Could it be 3? And it is. Lee unable to convert as Johnny Gargano becomes the #1 contender to the Cruiserweight Championship.
Here is your winner.
Will he once again be able to claim Cruiserweight Championship glory? secures himself a title match. Gotta be feeling good. To the women. As I mentioned in the previous match, Henley versus Bayley. If Bayley can win, she's added to the match. Which would become a fatal four-way.
The following contest is scheduled.
Now, Henley's been a bit up and down. Slow start to her championship reign, picking up 2 quick losses, but then 2 very dominant wins over Cora Jade and Chelsea Green. But Bayley presents an entirely different challenge here this evening. Bayley still yet to claim FDW Championship glory.
From Chelsea, Michigan, the women's.
There are only a handful of women who've held that belt. Tegan Knox, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Fallon Henley. Momentum on her side as she's going to need it against a performer like Bayley. But a victory over Bayley here would certainly raise the eyebrows. Certainly raise the eyebrows of Tiffany Stratton and Liv Morgan, who perhaps think Henley's a bit of a joke after the way they dispatched of her so quickly. But Henley, the fighting champion, has been out every week since claiming her championship, looking to solidify her legacy here at FDW. As Bayley now looks to take control of the matchup, marching Henley around the ring. Use the ropes to her advantage. Big side suplex there from Bayley, who comes off the ropes and hits an elbow across the midsection. Removing the stamina of Fallon Henley would be a very wise manoeuvre here from Bayley. Quarter pin the top rope. It's not where Henley wants to be. But Fallon's going to need to learn quickly here what she's going to need to do. Perhaps even use the ref to her advantage, as Jimmy got in all sorts of wrong territory there. Don't quite know what happened on that occasion, but the champion, she surely capitalised on it. Throwing Bayley around the ring, taking control of this matchup. Big leg sweep there from Henley, who rolls through. Bayley immediately back to her feet and follows it up with a DDT. But Henley, the bit between her teeth and the kip up. Looking to show she's not just a one-shot wonder. She can hang with the very best of them. Off the top rope comes Fallon Henley. Only a count of 2 on this occasion. Bayley looking almost a lariat there, but not quite connecting, only connecting with the leg on the way down. Tiredness starting to set in. I get reports that backstage, the FDW champion has been found unconscious in his locker room. Don't quite know what that's got to do with, But if there are any updates on that, I'll be sure to keep you posted. Drew McIntyre seemingly attacked backstage, his locker room's been trashed. Any more developments on that, I will keep you posted. But for now, eyes turn to the FDW Women's Champion, who is in full swing here against the role model Bayley, going to the top rope. Looks for the drop kick, but doesn't quite connect, as Bayley also missed it. With a guillotine sleeper locked in, Bayley looks to drag the submission out. Henley with the wherewithal to power out. Flips through. Thinks about a pin. But back to the vertical base now. Quick kicks there from the champion. And that's what makes her so fun to watch. Feeling herself with a little hoedown. As Henley hits the Bulldog and hooks the leg of Bayley. This would be a huge win for Fallon Henley if she could make it connect, but only a 2 on this occasion. She's going to need to dig that little extra bit deeper. Kick to the midsection, Shining Wizard on the way down, emulating her hero. And that's a big win for Fallon Henley, who continues to hoe it all the way down up to the Elimination Chamber. I must say, since it was announced that she'd be defending her title against anyone that could beat her, she's found a new run of form. Now she's got a reason to fight. Gives her that urge to keep going and dig that little extra bit deeper. Henley emerges victorious. But your main event for this evening, a huge main event, and a bit of a throwback to a few episodes ago, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. Now, spoiler alert for last episode, if you have not seen it, I highly recommend you go back and watch it now, as you will notice Seth Rollins making his way to the ring about 5 pounds lighter. As that's right, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins is no longer the FDW television champion. In an act of hubris last week, he held an open challenge. Perhaps he forgot just what was lurking backstage. The call was answered by Bronson Reed. Seth put up one hell of a fight, with the weeks and months of defending that title, of propping up FDW. Bronson saw his chance and tore the television championship away from him. But not one to be deterred, Seth immediately back up for an opportunity, and who better to deserve an opportunity in the Elimination Chamber than Seth Rollins? He's recently had a World Championship opportunity against Drew McIntyre, which was supposed to be one-on-one, but it was interrupted by this man, CM Punk, who cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Both men going one-on-one here this evening. A little lighter than they have been all season. One without a briefcase, one without a belt. But both looking to get the biggest belt of them all, the FDW World Championship. Talk about a hurdle to overcome, though. Punk's got to get over Rollins. Rollins has got to get over Punk. Neither of them could do it in the triple threat. Can they do it in singles action? The winner of this match will be joining the Elimination Chamber alongside Ilya Dragunov, LA Knight, Tommaso Ciampa, Kofi Kingston and Roman Reigns, in what is sure to be an absolute barnstormer of a match. Speaking of the FDW Championship, no one can find it. Drew has been taken to a local hospital to be checked out. But after scouring the locker room, backstage, the FDW Championship is missing. So any more reports from that, I'll keep you posted. But CM Punk immediately looking to get things started here. Seth Rollins, a former world champion, the longest reigning television champion in FDW history, just the longest reigning champion. Talk about prestige. The crowd firmly behind CM Punk, and will that get into the head of Rollins? Punk wearing Rollins down. Ever the technical precision of the voice of the voiceless. And no matter how tough you are, if you're Seth Rollins, you've got to be feeling the effects of last week's championship match. But this will be the test of Rollins. He's lost the title he coveted most dearly. Will this be the making of him or the breaking of him? Goes for the cover. Not even a 1 count on this occasion, but just mind games perhaps on CM Punk, who gets Seth Rollins up early doors and hits the go to sleep. That could be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. CM Punk hits the leg. 2 count from Rollins. And does Punk realise the calibre of wrestler he's in the ring with as he comes off the top rope, drops the knee across Rollins' face. These targeted blows from CM Punk now. Rollins. Big knee from the outside to Punk. It's enough to break your nose if it connects. Looks to halt the momentum, but tiredness setting in for Seth Rollins. Straight into the clutches of CM Punk, who hits a flying dropkick off the ropes, not giving Seth any chance for any respite. And good old Pepsi Phil. Big slam there from CM Punk, who locks in the Anaconda Vice. That is locked in deep. Seth breaks the ropes. That's ring awareness from the former champion. Seth has absolutely nothing to prove, having become an FDW legend. Kick to the midsection. He thinks about coming off the ropes. Seth Rollins curb stomp to CM Punk, driving his head into the mat, and great ring awareness again, something that Punk lacked. Drags CM Punk away from the ropes, but has he just left it a little bit too long? Yes, he has. Punk with just those few extra seconds to get his win back. Able to kick out of the pinfall attempt. Seth attacking the lower back. It's both men back and forth now. Seth goes to the top rope. Perhaps a little bit ill-advised while Punk is on his feet, but he comes off the top with a double axe handle. Not the highest of wrist manoeuvres. Rollins with a massive DDT there to Punk. Punk rolling out of the ring as Rollins just follows him out with a huge leap to the outside. Punk thinks about setting him up maybe for a pedigree, or Rollins sets him up as Punk locks in the Anaconda Vice, and as Seth taps out on the outside, what will this mean? Ref counting on now. That was locked in deep. Is this really how Punk's going to do it? As he wrenches the arm, Seth senses it coming. Locking up on the outside. Seth heads back to the ring. Punk dazed and confused. And there is Seth going into full beast mode. As he flips himself to the outside. Don't quite know what he was looking to achieve with that maneuver. Perhaps just flexing to CM Punk, but he's still got it. But Punk, with his own little flex there, showing that he doesn't fear Rollins. I think cashing in on him in that triple threat was point enough for that, as Punk gets Rollins onto his shoulders. There's the GTS. And CM Punk finds his way into the Elimination Chamber at the expense of Seth Rollins. But not done yet. What a display from CM Punk. Kicking Seth Rollins while he's down. That's not the way we do things here on FDW, but yeah, some twists and turns here this evening. Henley going from strength to strength. Punk punching a ticket to the Elimination Chamber. Gargano becoming #1 contender, and a debuting Axiom defeated by the Cruiserweight champion Ilya Dragunov. But more importantly, one might argue, looks like the implosion of Imperium has taken full swing. What's going to happen there, I do not know. Stay tuned to FDW Season 2. I'm very much looking forward to finding out what happens next. And I hope you are too. See you soon.